boy. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Keith Bryant, aka GQ Smooth, and this is called Real Shit, Men and Women. Now, first off, I want to speak on the men out there. You know what I mean? When it comes to a man and women, and I've seen it numerous of times. I've heard it from different people numerous of times. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because most men out there, a large amount of men out there, what they'll do is, in order to impress a woman, what they'll do is they'll try to, you know, talk that fake shit, you know, talk that fake game. You know what I mean? Try and hold a conversation with her to get to what he really wants from her, and that's sex. So he'll put on this fake act, trying to hold a conversation, all that shit. Then here it comes, sex. They do it all the time. You know what I mean? They do it all the time. A large amount of men do it. Or either they'll try to impress her with materialistic things, worldly things, such as a car, a house, jewelry, uh, tattoos, muscles, all that shit. Everything that's non important when it comes to meeting a woman, dating a woman, being in a relationship with a woman, and being married to a woman. All the other shit is non important. You know what I mean? So the most important thing that a man should impress a woman with is this. This is the most valuable thing, the most valuable asset that you should use to impress a woman. You know what I mean? When it comes to your knowledge, when it comes to wisdom, you have to be very wisdommatic, knowledgeable, all that good shit. You know what I mean? You have to have a sense of humor, great personality, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? A man can have all that shit and he'll still be, a fucking bum within himself. He still ain't shit, even if he has all those things. You know what I mean? So that's why I say the most valuable asset that you should have to impress a woman is your mindset, not a car, not a house, not jewelry, not tattoos, not all that shit. That's not important when it comes to life. You know what I mean? Because the most important thing is your mind. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. And I noticed that most men will try to do that. They'll try to impress a woman with all this shit. Oh, I got this, I got that, I got this, I got that. Instead of telling her the most important thing that you have, and that's your mindset. You know what I mean? What you got going on up here. You know what I mean? What you got going on for yourself. And then speaking on that, most men, what they'll do is try to lure themselves into a woman's life with their job status. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. I make a large amount of money and shit like that to try to impress her, and only to impress her to get into her pants. You know what I mean? Excuse me. Drink some water. That's it. And they do that too. They'll try to impress a woman with their job status to impress her, to try and impress her with getting into her pants, basically. You know what I mean? To get what they want, and then they get what they want, and then they leave. You never hear from them again. And some women out here are so dumb and so like they can't see through that shit. You know what I mean? Um, I don't understand it. A person can have a good job and still be a low life and still be just all about sex, not all about her, but just all about sex. You know what I mean? Get in, get out. That's it. Most men are like that. I noticed that. And I've heard stories from numerous of men out there, from numerous of men that has told me stories about how other men are. And I've heard stories from lots of people. People talk to me all the time, when it comes to certain things, when it comes to just relationships, when it comes to life, when it comes to just things that are so sad and so negative. You know what I mean? So, and I noticed that about guys these days. They'll try to put on a fake act like they good men, like they all that, to try to impress her to get into her pants just to get sex. They'll try to hold fake conversations to get sex. They'll try to be a certain character, a certain person to get sex. They'll try to impress her with worldly things to get sex. They'll try to use their job status to get sex. Uh, and all that shit that's really fucked up to try to impress a woman instead of impressing a woman with who you are as a person, with your mindset. They'll try to impress a woman with all that shit don't really matter for real. That's a weak motherfucker. That's a weak man right there. That's a weak dude right there. Where he has to, in order to impress her, he has to impress her with materialistic beings, with trying to impress her with fake conversation, fake game, uh, you know, job status. Now, it's all right to have a job, of course, but don't use that to try and impress her just because you want sex. You know what I mean? So a lot of men do that. A lot of men do that. A lot of men do that. You know, they'll do that just to get sex. And most men out there, the large majority of men out there, all they want is sex from a woman. That's all they want. You know what I mean? And they don't give a fuck. Some men don't even care if you are in a relationship. If she is in a relationship with a man, they'll still try to get on with her, talk to her, flirt with her, all that shit. Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Yeah, that's how you get checked right there. You fucking with somebody else's girlfriend or somebody else's wife. You know, all that shit, all that trying to be Mr. Tough Guy and putting on that tough exterior, that ain't shit right there. That'll get you checked. Seriously, that'll get you checked. Most a lot. I ain't gonna say most men. A lot of them don't care because all they want is to get in the box and get out the box. All they want to do is get sex, get in, get out, leave. That's it. That's all they want. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you got a large amount of men like that, um, and they don't care. They don't care at all. Now you have the women. Well, it's no secret. Um, when it comes to women, it's no secret that they use their sexuality to get a man. They use their sexuality. They use their breast. They use their ass. They use their box to get a man's attention, to lure themselves into a man's life in order to get a relationship, just to fuck the relationship up by cheating, by talking to his brother, his friend, his father, somebody that he knows, or to get married to the guy in order to divorce him just to get money out of the situation. You know what I mean? Um, most women just use their sexuality. That's it. Most women don't use their mindset. They don't. They don't use their mindset. All they want to use is their sexuality instead of their personality to get a man's attention. You know, it would be so much better if you use your mindset, your personality, your sense of humor, what you got going for yourself, than using your sexuality. You know what I mean? God gave you those gifts, of course, but He didn't give you those gifts. He didn't give you the breasts and the ass and the box to try and lure men's lure men into your life just to break up with them, just to divorce them, just to get money, just to break his heart. You know what I mean? You were born with those things, but don't use those things. Don't use sexuality to get a man, just to end a relationship, just to end a marriage, or just to say basically, well, I have this guy in my life. Not only him, but I have other men in my life. You know what I mean? Or just using him as validation, or just using him just to get attention from other people in the public, or family, or friends, or whatever. Or just to say, I don't really give a fuck about him. I'm just with him just to get money from him, extort money, or just to get sex from him, or just to use him as attention or validation, basically. Most women do that too. You know what I mean? Just to say to themselves, well, I got somebody in my life, but don't really know what to do with it. But just fuck him over. You know what I mean? A lot of women do that. A large amount of women do that. You know what I mean? Um, or they like to manipulate men with sex, you know, um, and so forth, man. I mean, a large amount of women do it. They do it because like I said, they want validation, they want attention, or they just want benefits from the guy. That's it. They don't give a fuck. When it comes to your feelings, whether you hurt, whether you sad, whether you cry, it's all about them. I ain't saying all women are like that, but a large amount of women are like that. Just like it's a large amount of men that wants her in his life because of attention, to validate him, or just to say, well, I got a woman in my life, or just to use her beneficial reasons, or for sexual reasons, or just to get attention from other people, whether it's family, friends, associates, whatever. Men do it too, just like women do it. Both sides do it. You know what I mean? But I must say, when it comes to me, I don't need, I must say this, like in my years of living, I never had to impress a woman with anything materialistic. Only thing I impressed a woman with was my most valuable thing, and that's my mindset, my personality, my sense of humor. That's it. It wasn't anything materialistic at all. I must say that. I must say that. You know what I mean? I never had to do that. And still, you know what I'm saying? There were times where shit didn't work. Shit did work, but you know what I'm saying? But it worked for a short period of time, and then either that person did wrong, or I saw that that person did wrong, and I was out. I was out the door. I told them to get the fuck out. You know what I mean? Because as a black man, and the person that I am, I don't have time for games. I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have time for anything, when it comes to lies and manipulation, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't manipulate me for sex. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that, either you abide by my standards, or, you can leave. Open the door, shut the door behind you. Because as a grown man, I don't have time for games. You know what I mean? And I'm not finna try and get a woman's attention. I never had in the past. I never had to get a woman's attention by anything materialistic, but only my most valuable thing, and that's my mindset, my mind. You know what I mean? My sense of humor, my personality. The words that I speak, my knowledge, my wisdom. You know what I mean? And just with good vibes and good energy. That's it. Nothing materialistic at all. You know what I mean? And that's the problem in this generation we live in today, is that when it comes to men, they want to try to impress women with everything materialistic. Even when it comes to, muscles, tattoos, all that shit, and everything. And once they get in with her, they get what they want, and then they leave, or they'll stay with her for beneficial reasons because they're getting money out of her, or they're getting sex out of her, and so forth. You know what I mean? But my point is that when men do it, they do it because they just want one thing, and that's sex. The majority of men out there, they just want sex. And they don't care about the woman being in a relationship or not. They don't give a fuck about that. A large amount of men don't care. They still want the sex. They still want to flirt. They still want to get in with the woman. Even if she tells the man that she's in a relationship, they still want to try to hold a conversation with her after she says she's in a relationship. They still want to get at her, trying to hold conversation with her. She's saying she's in a relationship. Leave her the fuck alone. Go on about your business. When it comes to a woman, that goes for women too. If he's telling her, uh, I'm in a relationship, she's still trying to come at him. She's not wifey or relationship material. You know, she ain't shit. She's disrespectful. So let's say if um, the tables turned where she's in a relationship and a man come at her, and she says, "Well, I'm in a relationship, but it's cool. He's not around now, or he's not at home now." Some stupid shit like that. Knowing that she's in a relationship, she'll still. Some women out there will still interact with another man, and not only interact with him, have sex with him. A lot of women are like that. Don't care about their relationship. Don't care about their marriage. They'll still cheat. They'll still fuck around. They'll still get that man a hand job. They'll still suck on his dick. All that stuff. They don't care. And that goes for a man too. He'll still have sex with another woman. He'll still give her a head job. All that stuff. They don't care. And I ain't, like I said, I'm not saying all men and all women, but the large majority of them, a large majority of them will do that. They don't care. This world we live in is so scandalous. I mean, this new society we live in today, when it comes to just men and women, I tell you, is so fucked up. It's so messed up. But people don't want to learn. People don't care until they see that they lost that person that they was with. When it comes to relationship wise. But when it comes to just respecting people's boundaries, is what I'm saying. This was this film documentary is about respecting people's boundaries. People don't have respect no more when it comes to people's boundaries. They still do what they do. They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's all I wanted to say, man. I had to do this film documentary because it was on my mind and everything. And it was actually on my mind 3 days ago, but I was doing some other stuff or whatever. So, since I have time today, I decided to do it today. So, this your boy Keith Bryant, aka GQ Smooth, and this film documentary is called Real Shit, Men and Women. And this is some real shit. This is some real shit. So, um, I had to speak on it because this is some real shit. This is actually an issue amongst men and women in America where people don't respect people's boundaries no more. And it's really fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? It's really crazy. But when will we learn? I don't think we will ever learn. I don't think men and women would ever learn. But like I said, I've always considered myself a rare breed. I don't do shit like that. You know, uh, you know, uh, when it comes to relationship, I'm in the relationship. You know what I mean? So I don't have time for someone that I'm with flirting with the opposite sex. I don't have time for just people in America flirting with one another, knowing that they're in a relationship. I don't have time to be flirting with people when I'm in a relationship. I don't have time for all this shit. You know what I'm saying? But people do it. People don't care. That's the world. That's the society. That's the generation that we live in today, and it's so messed up. But like I said, this is real shit, men and women, and I'm here to say peace, love, and harmony. Always respect each other's boundaries. Peace.